This sums up everything that's wrong with boxing at the WBC boxing. You confirmed to me in the media that Breazeale versus Molina was not a final eliminator. Now you're saying it was and mandating Wilder to fight Breazeale before me. Hashtag bullshit. So as you can see, that is what Dillian, the body snatcher Whyte, had to say this morning. He says it's bullshit that Breazeale versus Molina, Eric Molina, Drummer Boy, was for a title eliminator. But the thing is, I don't know what Dillian Whyte's talking about, because I remember specifically back when Dominic Breazeale fought Eric Molina. I remember making a video. I remember making a video back then saying that this was for a title eliminator for Deontay Wilder's WBC heavyweight strap. And I remember, if you guys recall, I don't know if this was in my original channel or in this channel, but I remember I made that video. So it was probably in this channel, because I believe Eric Molina fought Dominic Breazeale in November, and at that point I had just started this channel, so it was probably in this channel. So probably if you scroll back, in my history, you'll see that video. And in that video, I was saying I was disgusted that Dominic Breazeale was facing Eric Molina and they made that into a title eliminator. I was disgusted because I felt like, okay, I wasn't hating on Dominic Breazeale. I was like, okay, I'm cool with Dominic Breazeale, but I was disgusted that they had him face Eric Molina, Drummer Boy, because I felt like, what the fuck did Eric Molina do to deserve another title eliminator? Like, Eric Molina is a guy who got a chance to fight for, Deontay Wilder's WBC belt. Eric Molina is a guy who got the chance to fight for Anthony Joshua's IBF strap. For what? What did he do to deserve that position? And that's why I got pissed off when I heard that the WBC ordered Dominic Breazeale versus Eric Molina, and they made it into a title eliminator. Therefore, the winner of this fight will get to fight Deontay Wilder for his WBC belt. I remember making a video criticizing them and saying, why are they doing this? It's probably still on my channel if you scroll back. But I guess Dillian Whyte wasn't informed of this, because Dillian Whyte says that the WBC told him and the media that Breazeale versus Molina was not a final eliminator. So he's saying that when they fought, that wasn't a final eliminator. Therefore, Dominic Breazeale shouldn't be the mandatory for Deontay Wilder's WBC belt strap next. It should be him. But like I said, maybe Dillian Whyte just wasn't consistent and he wasn't keeping up with the boxing media and the boxing news, because clearly, as I remember, Dominic Breazeale versus Eric Molina was for a title eliminator. I'm surprised he hasn't mentioned Luis Ortiz, because like I said, last night it was, I read an article where it said that, Luis Ortiz, now they're mandating Luis Ortiz versus Dillian Whyte. You know what I'm saying? But he hasn't mentioned Luis Ortiz, which is kind of odd, because, Dillian Whyte normally is a guy that wants to fight everyone. As soon as someone orders him to fight someone, he's immediately making tweets, talking about this dude and clowning him. But he hasn't mentioned Luis Ortiz. Does this mean he's not too keen on fighting Luis Ortiz? Is that what it means? I don't know. It might mean that. You know what I'm saying? So, my whole thing is this. I don't have a problem if Dillian Whyte... I want to see Dillian Whyte versus Deontay Wilder next, just because I think it's a good matchup, and I personally want to see Wilder versus Dillian Whyte. But I won't have no problem if Dillian Whyte faced Luis Ortiz, because I think that's another interesting fight. And like I said, I will give Dillian Whyte credit for fighting both Wilder and Luis Ortiz. So, I'm not too mad. Me as a boxing fan, I'm not mad at watching Dillian Whyte versus Luis Ortiz. But again, maybe Dillian Whyte feels that fight is a risky fight for him. So therefore, he feels like I should duck Luis Ortiz, because I might lose against Luis Ortiz to get to Wilder. And maybe he feels like he already fought, because he has, didn't he? He already fought for a title eliminator. So maybe he's going to feel like, I don't need to be fighting for Deontay Wilder. I don't need to be fighting another title eliminator against Luis Ortiz when I already earned that spot in the second position, right? So maybe he's going to feel like, what, I'm going to duck Luis Ortiz because that's a risky fight. I could lose. And if I lose, then I'll never get this title shot with Deontay Wilder. But again, if he turns this down, I would consider that a duck. So hopefully he don't turn that down. Anyway, guys, I'm out. Just a short video. Subscribe for daily boxing video, guys, and thanks for watching. Bye bye.